Learners in Learning Land, Tyler from 10thumbspro.com, and today we're talking borrowed chords. Mister, could you spare me a chord? Those chords that you see sometimes and you're like, where did that one come from? Those are called borrow chords. A classic example would be something like C, F, F minor, and C. The F minor is not in the key of C, but it sounds great. So today I'm going to show you a ton of borrowed chords and use them in context with a ton of examples. So if you're not a theory person, you'll be able to enjoy this and you'll still learn a lot. Printable tabs for this tutorial and all our tutorials by becoming a Patreon if you dig it. Links are up here in the notes, and I'm going to have some bonus progressions in there as well. New ukulele every single Wednesday and Saturday. If you like what we do, hit that like button. It really does help us, and let's break it down. Ukulele brain attention span, follow me on in and let's borrow some chords. Right now we're doing a songwriting challenge. We're going to use these chords. If you like doing ukulele challenges with a community, check out the links in the description. We have a Facebook group called 10 Thumbs Challenges dedicated to challenging each other every single month with a different challenge. Really quick, let's review the key of C because we are borrowing these chords or adding these chords to progressions in the key of C. Your 1 is C, 2 D minor, 3 E minor, 4 is F, 5 is G, 6 is A minor, and your 7 is your B diminished. Same as G7, but without that G string. Okay. The most common places to borrow chords from are the parallel minor, which would be C minor, and the secondary dominants, turning our minor chords like D minor into D7. Now you can borrow chords really from other modes as well. So experiment with C Lydian, C Mixolydian, and see how those work. These are not meant to be an exhaustive list of every borrowed chord, just some of the most common. To keep it easy too, we're not going to go crazy with the rhythm. The chord progression, or the rhythm, the strum pattern for every single progression is going to be down, down, up, down, up. And every chord will last one measure, so we will do that progression one time for each chord. The first chord we are going to use is the minor 4. F minor. My favorite way to use this one is in the progression 1, 4, 5, 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to play C, F, F minor, C. And you can use that minor 4 anytime you're going back to the root. So that minor 4 to the 1 always sounds great. We get C, F, F minor, and C. Ooh, and F. Borrow the F minor like in Space Oddity and back to C. The minor 4. Love that one. This next one we're going to check out is the flat 4. I'm sorry, the flat 6. So we're going to take our A chord, A minor, flatten it to A flat, and make it a major chord, A flat. Borrow the 3rd fret, middle finger here on the 4th fret of the E string, ring finger on the 5th. So you have 5, 3, 4, 3. And the progression we're going to use for our flat 6 is going to be C, A flat, G, C. Now, instead of playing a G like this, we're going to take our A flat and just move it down a fret. So we get C, A flat, G, and C. Now, this isn't meant to be an exhaustive list of every single way to use the A flat in the key of C, just one example. So experiment in your own playing and see what else or what other ways that you can combine with the A flat with the chords of the key of C to make something cool and interesting and unique. Next, that was the flat 6. We're going to do the flat 7. The flat 7 is the B flat. So take that A flat and move it up 2 frets. Bar the 5th fret, middle finger 6th fret of the E string, ring finger on the 7. Now if you move this B flat up 2 more frets, you get a C. So what we're going to play here is a 1, flat 7, flat 6, flat 7. C, B flat, A flat, and B flat. It's a little like All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix. Next one, another one coming from the parallel minor, is the flat third, or the E flat. 0, 3, 3, 1. And I like to use this one in junction with the A flat chord or our flat 6. So our progression here is going to go C, E flat, A flat, back to C. That is our flat third. The next one, again, also coming from the parallel minor, is going to be the diminished second. So we're going to turn our D minor into a D diminished, which is going to be up here, D, A flat, F. 5, 4, 5. Now we can also play this one, and I just moved that B flat or the B diminished shape up. We can also play this up here if we just find our F note, D note, and our A flat here. So we get 1, 2, 1. Now you'd have to grab a D way up here to incorporate another string. So you want to mute that high A. Which is a little trickier. I find it easier to mute the G, so that's why we're playing it down here. And for this one, we're going to play D diminished, A minor, G, C. Now, well, what about the C minor? I mean, that's also in the parallel minor. Can we squeeze that one in? Sure. We can do C, C minor, G, C. C minor being, 0, 3, 3, 3. That is how to use the C minor. So those all come from those are coming from the C minor or the parallel minor. Great place for borrowing chords. Let's take a look at some of these borrowed dominants or secondary dominants. Now, these work best. Now, you're not limited to it, but they do work best when they're going to the respective 5. So what does that mean? Our first one is going to be the 6 dominant, or we're going to make our A minor an A7. And our progression is going to be C, A7, D minor, D minor. If it reminds you of Nobody Knows When You Down and Out, the Clapton cover of the Bessie Smith tune, that song's full of secondary dominants. A great case study. I will go ahead and link that up in the notes right now so you can learn that song and see some of these in action. Now, they work best, they're not limited to, but they work best when they're going to whatever would be 5 steps up. So from A to D is 5 frets. Do 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 do. And the reason that works that way is because I know you're probably thinking, well, I know it's 5 frets, but that's a 4th, because in the key of D, the 5 chord is A7. So that's why when you play A and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you get the D. So in the key of C, A7, you want to know what chord you should go to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a D note, and in the key of C, the chord that starts with the D is a D minor. That's why C, A7, D minor sounds so good. Now you're not limited to that. explore other ideas with the A7 and see what you come up with. For example, I've seen, like in Bella Ciao, I've seen it go A minor, A7, 7, 7, 7, then to the D minor. So explore different ways of using it. And it went to the D minor still, but still explore different ways of using it. These are just meant to be one example for each of these chords. All right, the 2 dominant, the D7. Now let's see if our theory works again. D, we go up 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a G note. The chord in the key of C that starts with a G is a G major. So we want to go C, D7. I'm playing D7, barring the 2nd fret, playing the 3rd fret here. You could do Hawaiian D7. Shout out to everybody in Maui. We love you guys. Hopefully, yeah, it's just really sad. Shout out to everybody in Maui. Hawaiian D7, 2020 also works if you're not much of a bar chord person. You get C, D7, G, back to C. Very cool. You can have even more fun with this stuff by maybe turning that G into a G7. I'm mixing up the strum pattern, sorry. Let's stick to it so you can play along. The very end of that Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out goes D, D7, G, G7, C. So we will mix up the strum pattern here. I'll put it down here. We're going to go down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up over those chords. One more time. We're going to go D, down, down, up, D7, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, G7, down, down, up. Do we get it? What's going on? Oh, very cool. So here's another cool change that we can do. This time it's making our 1 a C7. Because if you know your extensions, it should be C major 7 here. But you can throw in the C7 when you go to F. So we're going to play C, C7, F, G. C and the C7 there, and an F right there, and a G right there, and back to C. Yeah. Secondary dominant for the 3. Let's turn our E into an E7. We're going to go C, E7. Now we play the E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A note. What chord in the key of C starts with A? A minor. So we're going to go C, E7, A minor, back to C. C, E7, A minor, and back to C. Now, I found it really cool actually to even play C, E7, F, C. Or C, E7, F, G7, and back to C. C, my battery's blinking, it's going to die any minute. We got 2 more, hopefully we get through. C, E7, F, G7. So you can see that we don't have to take that E7 automatically to the A minor. There's so many cool examples with all these chords. I wish I could show you all to you, but really what I want you to do is use these chords against the key of C, maybe with some of these other borrowed chords, experiment and have some fun with it. Now let's do one more, last one, C. We're going to turn the B diminished into a B7. Well, this one's a little less common, but it sounds good. We can go C, B7, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, E. In the key of C, the chord that starts with an E is an E minor. C, B7, E minor, and C. Now that E minor to C is a little weak, so why don't we do C, B7, E minor, G, and C, B7, E minor, and C. We can push the secondary dominant idea though as well. We could push it further. We can go C, B7, E7. Remember, E7 goes to A minor. So we get so many ways that we can use these chords. And, you know, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I wanted to introduce them to you. But those are, I don't know exactly how many examples I did. I'll maybe flash a number up. Those are X amount of borrowed chords, 10-ish, I think maybe. 11, 12, I don't really know. I lost count a little bit. Explore the other modes and borrow from the other modes. If you're in the key of C, borrow from C Dorian, C Lydian, C Mixolydian, C Lacroix, C Figerin. Explore, explore, explore. With the chords I gave you, explore other progressions as well. You're not fixed to have to play just these progressions that I showed you. Soloing. When you are soloing, know where you borrow them from. So if you're going C to an E flat and you're in the parallel minor, you would solo C major. When it goes to the E flat, C minor. Then it goes back to a G after that. You're back in C minor. Secondary dominants, kind of the same thing. For the secondary dominants, a lot of times I lean into the arpeggios when I'm soloing over them. So if I'm soloing and it goes C, E7, well, what I want to do is, first off, 3 of those 4 notes, the E note, the B note, and the D note are all in C. So I can still use C major vocabulary there. It's the G sharp I have to watch out for. So I'm approaching that more from an arpeggio standpoint. Soloing over borrowed chords is a whole nother lesson. Let me know if you want to get into that. I know that my students are the most advanced, smartest, and best playing ukulele players on the internet. Without a doubt, you are the best. But that's still a very super heavy concept. So if you want it, explore it, let me know. If you are the type to solo over borrowed chords, I just want you to know I'm proud of you. Good job for putting the work in. All right, until next time, catch you on the flip side. Son, I'll do you better than that, and I'll give you 2. How about a B flat and an A flat? Borrowed chords, now you got them. Use them in your songwriting. Use them in your analysis of your favorite music when you're figuring out the chord progressions. Use this information to let you know what scale you would use when you're soloing. All kinds of powerful information. Now that you know these borrowed chords, you're a better player. So, now that you're a little better player than you were, you might as well go ahead and hook us up with that like. I think we earned it. And until next time, think about becoming a Patreon. It will improve your playing. It will make you a better player. Cheaper than a cheap cheeseburger. Get you Wednesday and Saturday for ukulele. Guitars on Monday. Take care. Have a lovely day.